Can't hear you. Yeah.
Not many have joined yet.
Yeah, doesn't matter. We'll start the class because it's anyway on Zoom, no? And I
Okay.
sent the YouTube link also.
Okay. Start with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dhinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya cha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी సో దక్ష యజ్ఞం తర్వాత చాలా జరుగుతాయి. అదంతా కవర్ చేయటం లేదు. డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇప్పుడు 22nd చాప్టర్ 4th క్యాంటోలో ఇక్కడ పృథు మహారాజ్ నలుగురు సనక సనాందలు వాళ్ళు 4 కుమారాస్ వస్తారు టు బ్లెస్ హిమ్. సో ఆ కాన్వర్సేషన్ జరుగుతుంది ఇక్కడ. ఇది మైత్రేయుడే చెప్తున్నాడు. ఇంకా స్టోరీ మైత్రేయుడు విదురుడికి చెప్తున్నాడు. సో ఆ స్టోరీయే జరుగుతుంది. సో మధ్యలో ఏమైందంటే దక్ష యజ్ఞం అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ బ్రహ్మదేవుడు, అందరు దేవతలు, విష్ణు అందరూ వచ్చి శివుడిని శాంతింప చేయడానికి వస్తారు. వచ్చిన తర్వాత దెన్ శివ గివ్స్ బ్యాక్ విసేస్ ఆ తల అయితే ఆ యజ్ఞంలో కాలిపోయింది. సో మళ్ళీ ఆ తల నేను పెట్టడం అవ్వదు. సో ఒక మేక తలని ప్రసాదిస్తాడు. అండ్ దెన్ మిగతా వాళ్ళకి బేసికలీ బ్రహ్మ చెప్తాడు, ఎవరు షేర్ యజ్ఞం జరిగినప్పుడు అందరికన్నా ఇంపార్టెంట్ వ్యక్తి శివుడు. శివుడికి షేర్ లేకుండా మీరు యజ్ఞం ఎలా చేస్తారు? అందుకనే మొత్తం అంతా ప్రాబ్లం అయింది. సో ఎవరి షేర్ వాళ్ళకి వెళ్ళాలి. సో శివుడు షేర్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ శివుడికి వెళ్ళాలి యజ్ఞం జరిగినప్పుడు అని అందరికీ చెప్పి, అప్పటి నుంచి శివుడి షేర్ ఎప్పుడు పోకూడదు. అందుకనే ద మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇంగ్రీడియంట్ ఏంటి అంటే, దేవతల పూజ జరిగినప్పుడు ఒక్క దేవతని మిస్ అయినా కాన్సిక్వెన్సెస్ ఆర్ హెవీ, దక్షుడు లాగా. సో అందుకనే ఈ మొత్తం దక్ష యజ్ఞ వృత్తాంతం అంతా ఉన్నది దానికోసమే. చెప్పడానికి ఏంటి అంటే, నీళ్లు మొక్కకి ఎలా పోస్తాం? వేళ్ల దగ్గర పోస్తాం. వేళ్ల దగ్గర పోస్తే అన్నిటికీ ఎలా వెళ్తుంది నీళ్లు? ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఆ మొక్క వేర్ల దగ్గర నుంచి అన్ని వెళ్తాయి. కాబట్టి అలాగే మనం ఎలాంటి పూజ గాని యజ్ఞం గాని చేసినప్పుడు విష్ణువుకి చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఇంక ఏ దేవతలు మనం మిస్ అయ్యామని ఆలోచించక్కర్లేదు. ఎవరి షేర్ వాళ్ళకి వెళ్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే అది డైరెక్ట్ గా అది విష్ణువుకే వెళ్ళాలి అందరికి, మెయిన్ యజ్ఞ ఫలము. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ ఎసెన్స్ ఆ స్టోరీలో. అది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత స్వయంభూ మను అతను పిల్లలు, అతను సంతానం గురించి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో అక్కడ స్వయంభూ మనుకి 2 పిల్లలు. సో అందులో ఉత్తానపాద ఒకడు. ఉత్తానపాదకి మళ్ళీ ధ్రువుడు అండ్ ఇంకొకడు ఉంటాడు, ఫర్గాట్ ద నేమ్. 2 పిల్లలు ఉంటారు. సో ధ్రువుడు స్టోరీ
Umesh, you say it is. I forgot.
సో ధ్రువుడు స్టోరీ అవుతుంది. సో ధ్రువుడు స్టోరీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ధ్రువుడు సంతానం గురించి ఉంటుంది. సో అందులో వేణ అని ఒక వెరీ డిమానియాక్ పర్సన్. సో అతన్ని టు ఎలిమినేట్ బ్రాహ్మణులు జస్ట్ వచ్చి ఒక మంత్రం చెప్పి దే విల్ కిల్ హిమ్. సో ద బ్రాహ్మణస్ హ్యాడ్ సో మచ్ పవర్ బికాస్ హీ వాజ్ సచ్ ఎ బ్యాడ్ కింగ్. So then Prithu Maharaj was born from the dead body of Vena. Prithu Maharaj was born. So Prithu Maharaj వచ్చి అప్పుడు యజ్ఞము అన్ని చాలా చేసి దెన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఎర్త్ he takes out all ingredients of earth because he's such a great king పృథు మహారాజు. సో అతన్ని మెచ్చుకోవడానికి నలుగురు కుమారులు వస్తారు టు బ్లెస్ హిమ్. సో వాళ్ళు వచ్చినప్పుడు అతను ఎలా రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటాడు, వాళ్ళు పృథు మహారాజుకి ఏం ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇస్తున్నారు, ఆ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఈ 22nd చాప్టర్ లో ఉంది. అందులో ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ శ్లోకం we selected. Prabhupada quoted this several times. అందుకనే we are doing this. Okay. యత్ పాద పంకజ పలాస విలాస
పలాస విలాస
భక్త్యా
భక్త్యా
యత్ పాద పంకజ పలాస విలాస భక్త్యా
యత్ పాద పంకజ పలాస విలాస భక్త్యా
కర్మాశయం
కర్మాశయం
గ్రతితం
గ్రథితం
ఉద్ఘ్రతయంతి
ఉద్గతయతి
no, ఉద్ఘ్రతయంతి
ఉద్గ్రతయంతి
శంతః
సంతః
కర్మాశయం గ్రతితం ఉద్ఘ్రతయంతి శంతః
కర్మాశయన్ గ్రథితం ఉద్గ్రతయంతి శంతః
తద్వాన్
తద్వాన్
నా
నా
రిక్త
రిక్తా
మతయో
మతయో
యతయో
యతయో
అపి
అపి
రుద్ధా
వృద్ధా
తద్వాన్న రిక్తా మతయో యతయో అపి రుద్ధా
తద్మాన్న రిక్త మతయో యతయో అపి వృద్ధా
క్రోతో
శ్రోతో
గణాస్
గణాస్
తం
తం
అరణం
అరణం
భజ
భజ
వాసుదేవం
వాసుదేవం
శ్రోతో గణాస్తం అరణం భజ వాసుదేవం
శ్రోతో గణాస్తం మరణం భజ వాసుదేవం
యత్ పాద పంకజ ఫలసా విలాస భక్త్యా
యత్ పాద పంకజ ఫలసా విలసా భక్త్యా
కర్మాశయం గ్రతితం ఉద్ఘ్రతయంతి శంతః
కర్మాశయన్ గ్రథితం ఉద్గ్రతయంతి శంతా
తద్వాన్న రిక్తా మతయో యతయో అపి రుద్ధా
తద్వాన్న రిక్తా మతయో యతయో అపి వృద్ధా
శ్రోతో గాణాస్తం అరణం భజ వాసుదేవం
శ్రోతో జ్ఞానాస్తం మరణం భాజ వాసుదేవం
రాజు అడుగుది కనిపించట్లేదు, అది ఎందుకు, అది అంటే స్క్రీన్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. అది ఇప్పుడు ఒక్కొక్కసారి కనిపిస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ పోతుంది, మళ్ళీ దాని మీద బ్లాక్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు కనిపిస్తుంది.
ఓకే,
ఇంకా రెండో పద్యం కనిపిస్తుంది.
తెలుగులో చదువుతావా?
maybe you want to sing one more time. They were not
తెలుగులోనే ఉంది, తెలుగులోనే ఉంది,
they want to
తెలుగులోనే
chant.
ఉందమ్మా.
ఇంకో చాంటింగ్ ఇంకోసారి చేసిదా?
పర్వాలేదు,
Okay.
మళ్ళీ కనిపిస్తేటట్టు పెడితే చాలు.
ఓకే ఓకే, తెలుగు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ చదువుతారా?
తెలుగుదా? పోయింది
ట్రాన్స్లేషన్.
భగవత్పద పద్మసేవలో సదా నియుక్తులై ఉండేటి భక్తులు కర్మ వాసన గ్రంథి నుండి సులభముగా బయటపడుచున్నాడు. ఇది మిగుల కష్టతరమైనందున భక్తిరహితుడైన జ్ఞానులు యోగులు ఇంద్రియ భోగ కెరటములను ఆపుటకు యత్నించుచున్నను దానిని సాధింపజాలకున్నారు. కనుక వసుదేవ తనయుడకు శ్రీకృష్ణుని భక్తియుక్త సేవలో నీవు నియుక్తుడకు కమ్మని ఉపదేశించుతున్నాను. హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ. హిందీ ఎనీబడి ఇస్ దేర్? అంజు?
English?
Hindi you can't do?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Nobody else is there.
1 minute, I'll do it. I'll on the light. जो भक्त जन नित्य ही भगवान के चरणों कमल में के अंगुष्ठों की सेवा में रत रहते हैं, वे सकाम कर्म की जोर से बंधी गांठ जैसे इच्छाओं को सरलता से लाग जाते हैं, क्योंकि ऐसा कर पाना दुस्साध्य है। अथवा अब तक ज्ञानी तथा योगी इंद्रिय तृप्ति की तरंगों को रोकने का प्रयास करके भी ऐसे नहीं कर पाते। अब तुम्हें आदेश है कि तुम वसुदेव के पुत्र श्री कृष्ण की भक्ति में लग जाओ।
इंग्लिश चलता नानगर?
I'll read out.
Daddy is reading.
Okay.
Live.
The devotees
are engaged always in service, in serving the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord, can very easily overcome the hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities, because this is very difficult. The non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of the sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, son of Vasudeva.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, it's very nice conversation. I thought we can just go over few more slokas, what he is saying. These are spoken by Sanaka Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanaka Sanandala. They are talking all this.
If you want, everyone can read one. You tell them they'll read. Yeah, that will be a good idea.
So from 17th you can read. It's very nice.
रीटा माता जी, आप रीड करना चाहोगे? 17th दिखाई दे रहा है आपको?
You can start with 18.
విజయ దుర్గా గారు, మీరు రీడ్ చేస్తారా 18 శ్లోక?
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ, చేస్తాను మాతాజీ.
చేయండి.
18 నుంచి చదవండి.
ఒకసారి మీరు కొంచెం పెద్దది చేస్తారా ప్రభు? మరి చిన్నగా ఉన్నాయి అక్షరాలు. నాకు
అంటే మీరు ఫోన్ లో ఉన్నారేమో.
ప్రభు.
Okay.
I'm also on phone, so it's a bit difficult.
Okay.
Okay.
Let
Now-
her finish the 18th
I'll
first.
read it.
No, Vijay
I'll
Rita
read it.
Mataji will read 18th and then 19th you read Rita Mataji.
ఓకే
Okay, okay.
మాతాజీ చదవనా మాతాజీ ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం
చదవండి.
పెద్దగా వచ్చింది. హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ ప్రభు ఇద్దరికి.
హరే
Sanat
కృష్ణ.
Kumara said, "My dear King Prithvu, I am very nicely questioned by you. Such questions are beneficial for all living entities." అంతేనా ప్రభు?
Correct.
Especially because they are raised by you, who are always thinking of the good of others. Although you know everything, you ask such questions because that is the behavior of saintly persons. Such intelligence is
Befitting
of your position. Hare Krishna.
హరే కృష్ణ.
Very nice.
అంటే ఇది అందరికి హితం అవుతుంది అలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగావు. So
what was the question? Can you go back a little bit? Can we see what did Prithu Maharaj ask actually? What was it that he asked?
ప్రభు కొంచెం తెలుగులో కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తా ఉండండి మధ్య మధ్యలో.
Then it goes up. Basically, he's saying it is very difficult to understand the Supreme Lord. I can just tell what it is. He says, just like how the Supreme Lord created this material world and he is not present in this world. And yet he is immediately present inside the world as a Paramatma. It's a very difficult concept. How do you understand this? So that's one thing he asks. And then he also says that just like a blazing fire, I have to go back to that.
I'm completely assured
that personalities like you are the only friends for persons who are like blazing in the fire of material existence. I therefore ask you how in this material world we can very soon achieve the ultimate goal of life.
So he's asking what is the ultimate, how to achieve the ultimate.
How to achieve that.
It.
Because we are very difficult. I mean, like he also says, a very poor man, suppose if you are a very poor man, you don't have any riches, but a great personality like you visit that house, then that house becomes very, very valuable because you came. On the other hand, even if somebody is very rich man, but he does not invite any devotees to his house, so that person's house is like a tree, beautiful tree, but the tree has a lot of snakes inside the tree. Anybody will sit under the tree?
No.
Like that, my house, even though my kingdom, we are rich and we are kings, it is useless unless people like you come. Now you have come, all four of you, my kingdom has become very, very precious. So like that he says. And then he's replying to that. How to see the Supreme Lord and achieve the ultimate benefit. So the next one you can.
Rita Mataji?
Ji.
Yeah.
When there is a congregation of devotees, their discussions, questions and answers become conclusive to both the speaker and the audience. Thus, such a meeting is beneficial for everyone's real happiness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So satsang is very good because somebody asks a good question and the reply given by the speaker benefits all the people, all the audience, and it
Very
gives
true.
real happiness.
Yes.
To both the person who's asking the question and to the one who's replying also.
Yes.
Mhm.
So now Sanat Kumara.
Lalita Garu, me chadutara 20th
Hare
English
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
చదువుతారా?
ఫ్లూయెంట్ గా మిస్టేక్స్ వస్తాయి మాతాజీ.
పర్వాలేదు.
పర్వాలేదు, కరెక్ట్ చేస్తారు ప్రభు. చెయ్యండి.
హరే కృష్ణ. 1 second. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Sanat Kumara continued, my dear king, you already have an
Inclination.
inclination to glorify the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such attachment is very difficult to achieve, but when one has attained such
Flinching faith.
unflinching faith in the Lord, it automatically cleanses lusty desire from the core of the heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sanat Kumar అని చెప్తున్నాడు ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ
Hare
నీకు
Krishna Prabhu.
హరే కృష్ణ ఆల్రెడీ యూ హ్యావ్ అటాచ్మెంట్ టు ద సుప్రీం పర్సనాలిటీ ఆఫ్ గాడ్ హెడ్. అతని కథలు వినడానికి, అతని గురించి వినడానికి నీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఆ అటాచ్మెంట్ ఉంది.
Hare Krishna.
హరే కృష్ణ. Yes.
Hare.
You can hear me?
వినిపించిందా ప్రభు?
వినిపిస్తుంది.
హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ. Okay. So already you have attachment. That attachment itself is very, very difficult to get. So somebody who has that kind of attachment, automatically all the lusty desires in our heart will vanish. So that's the secret. Okay, next.
May I read, Prabhuji?
Read.
It has been conclusively decided in the scriptures, after due consideration, that the ultimate goal for the welfare of the human society is detachment from the bodily concept of life and increased and steadfast attachment for the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental beyond the modes of material nature. Hare
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yesterday, when we were talking 18th chapter, you remember we were talking about 3 modes of material nature. Whenever there is 3 modes of material nature, immediately Krishna gives an instruction, learn how to go beyond the 3 modes of material nature. And last Sunday also we read that sloka, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sadvitam. That first line I told you, if you just remember the first line, it's enough. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sadvitam. Simply by remembering Krishna, Vasudeva, you will become Vishuddha Sattvam. You will be established in Vishuddha Sattvam. And that is the human goal of life. As humans, what should be your goal of life? You should be beyond the bodily concept of life. You should understand and be established that you are not this body, and you should act on that platform. That should be the goal of your life. You cannot simply complain, oh, I am like this only, I will be like this only. No, you have to go beyond your comfort zone. You have a certain comfort zone. Nobody likes to go beyond the comfort zone. But Krishna is saying, no, you have to get out of this modes of material nature and try to become attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. That should be your goal of life.
So this everything has been spoken by the Kumaras.
Sanat Kumar,
Yeah. Attachment for the Supreme can be increased by practicing devotional service, inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, applying Bhakti Yoga in life, worshipping Yogeshwara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and by hearing and chanting about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These actions are pious in themselves.
So the next question can be, somebody will ask, so how do I increase my attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna? So he's telling immediately, how do you increase your attachment? Simply by performing devotional service. And how do you do devotional service? Sravanam Kirtanam, by hearing and chanting the names of Krishna. That's how simple. It's a very simple process. Next.
మాయ గారు చెప్తారా? చదువుతారా?
I'll say
Yeah, say.
one has to make progress in spiritual life by not associating with persons who are simply interested in sense gratification and making money. Not only such persons, but one who associates with such persons should be avoided. One should mold his life in such a way that he cannot live in peace without drinking the nectar of glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. One can be thus elevated by being disgusted with the taste of the sense of enjoyment.
For sense enjoyment. So,
Taste first.
Yeah, so you begin with Sravanam Kirtanam, and while you are doing this, what you should do next? Asat Sangatyag E Vaishnava Achar. What is a Vaishnava Achar? How devotee should conduct? Asat Sangatyag. You should give up bad association. What is bad association? One who is very materialistic person, don't try to associate with him and try to absorb what his feelings are, because he is only thinking of how to make money, how I can enjoy in this world. You should not make friends with such people. You can have them as acquaintances, but not more than that. Be friends only with somebody who wants to be a devotee. And it says very clearly, not only such persons, but one who associates with such persons also should be avoided. If you know they are if you are associating with somebody and that person is associating with materialistic people too much, you avoid them also. One should mold your life in such a way that you should feel uncomfortable. You should feel uncomfortable if you are not chanting the names of Krishna. That's how it should become in your life. And you should feel disgusted for any chance. If you are enjoying material life, it should feel like disgusting. Why am I doing this? It should feel like that for you. Then you are making progress by hearing and chanting. So the process of hearing and chanting is not ritualistic. It is meant for purification. It is meant for clearly purifying your mind and senses. So you have to keep that very clearly in your mind. Only then you will get attachment to Krishna. Okay, next.
A
Somebody can
candidate for spiritual advancement must be non-violent, must follow the footsteps of the great Acharya, must always remember the nectar of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, must follow the regulative principles without material desire, and while following the regulative principle, should not blaspheme others. A devotee should lead a very simple life and not be disturbed by the duality of opposing elements. He should learn to tolerate them.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very important instruction. So here he is explaining how a devotee, while chanting and hearing, he should practice what is called as offenseless chanting. Nama aprad. You should go beyond nama aprad. You should not commit offenses. Prabhupada lists at 10 offenses. So you have to be cleared of all the 10 offenses, follow the regulative principles. That is called sadhana bhakti. So by sadhana, doing sadhana bhakti, and also very important, you should be non-violent. You should not hate anybody. You should not blaspheme anybody. You should be equal to anybody. All the life, ups and downs, it will come. When it comes, you have to learn to tolerate. Titikshava karunikaha. These are the first fundamental qualities of being a devotee. If you want to become a devotee, titikshava karunikaha. You have to be very, very compassionate. Karunika. Karuna means compassion. And titikshava means tolerant. You have to tolerate. Sometimes you feel very sleepy. When you wake up, you want to chant, but very sleepy. Like today, I was very sleepy. But you have to tolerate. Wake up, and still chant. Doesn't matter. You don't like it, but it's okay. You still have to do it. You have to tolerate. So that is very important. Tolerate, compassionate, and follow the regulative principles and be free from offenses. That's very important also. And don't blaspheme anybody. Don't criticize anybody. No gossip. All that is also very important. Sadhana bhakti. So these are all the precursors in our life. Ivanni undali. Ivanni cheyakapothe, you cannot progress very well. You will not get attachment to the Krishna's lotus feet. This is the point we are talking about. How to get attachment to Krishna's lotus feet. జపం చేసానా అయిపోయిందా కాదు. జపం చేసామా అయిపోలేదు. జపం చేస్తూ ఇవన్నీ జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి. నా లైఫ్లో మిగతా వాళ్ళతోటి ఎవరైనా బాగా డబ్బులు సంపాదించుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నారు, బాగా లైఫ్ ఎంజాయ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు, వాళ్ళతో నేను ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ చేసుకుంటున్నానా, వాళ్ళు నా ఫ్రెండ్స్గా ఉన్నారా, లేదంటే నా ఫ్రెండ్స్ అలాంటి ఫ్రెండ్స్తో ఫ్రెండ్స్గా ఉన్నారా, వాళ్ళందరినీ ఎలిమినేట్ చేయాలి. సో ఎవరితో గాసిప్ లేకుండా, అంటే బాతాకాణి కొట్టకుండా, ఇవన్నీ వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. అలాంటివి చేయకుండా, అపరాధాలు చేయకుండా, 10 అపరాధాలు ఉన్నాయి, అవి ఏవి చేయకుండా, రెగ్యులేటివ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ అన్ని పాటిస్తూ సాధన భక్తి చాలా సీరియస్ గా, అటెంటివ్ గా, ఎంతూజియాజంతో మనం చెయ్యాలి. అప్పుడు we will automatically get rid of all our lusty desires. Okay, next one.
May I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
The devotee should gradually increase the culture of devotional service by constant hearing of the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These pastimes are like ornamental decorations on the ears of devotees. By rendering devotional service and transcending the material qualities, one can easily be fixed in transcendence in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it is not difficult. The process is not difficult. But the secret is constantly, gradually, you increase the culture of devotional service. How? By constant hearing. All day, you can also play from on your phone lot of nice bhajans devotees have sung. Prabhupada has sung everything. You can just put Prabhupada's kirtans. You can make that playlist. You know how to create. If you don't know, ask your grandchildren, they will tell you how to create
Very
Prabhupada's
true.
kirtans.
Very
Then,
true.
yeah, and then you can make that as a loop, and continuously they will be playing. If you want to do cooking, you cook, but you keep hearing what Prabhupada is singing. Or sometimes you make a class, a small class, you put Prabhupada's class, you hear. Constantly you keep hearing about Prabhupada, how Prabhupada is talking, what Prabhupada is saying. That's it. It's not difficult. People are doing this anyway. My daughter, when she is reading, studying, or very PhD or research papers also, she wants music to be on. I though never can read like that, but she says, oh, but if I put music, I can read. So if
It
she
gives
can
them
read,
better concentration if the music is in the background.
that's what. So why not
Yeah.
we play Krishna's music,
Ah,
Krishna's names, and then do
yes.
our daily duties? We can do, all of us, we have any work we do, most of our work does not need so much attention. We can play nice music, and we can always do our duties also. It's very easy. If you want, while you're cooking, nowadays everybody has smart TVs. In your YouTube will come on your TV. You can put it, and you can continuously play on your TV. So you will definitely develop the taste. You will develop nice taste. But don't try to listen to materialistic professional speakers. Don't do that. That will not give you any effect. Okay, next.
Upon becoming fixed in his attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the grace of the spiritual master, and by awakening knowledge and detachment, the living entity situated within the heart of the body and covered by the five elements burns up his material surroundings exactly as fire arising from wood burns the wood itself.
See, then what happens? This is when the magic starts to work on a devotee. All what we are doing is simply chanting and hearing, chanting and hearing. But if you are following all the above 4 steps or 5 steps, then see what is happening here. Automatically, by the grace of spiritual master, that means you are fixed on the Guru's order, on the basis of the Guru's guidance, you are doing all these things. Then what is happening? Awakening of Jnana Vairagya. We kept talking about this so many times. Naturally, these two things will come. Jnana Vairagya. When this Jnana Vairagya is awakening, then what is happening? The material surroundings are getting burnt up. Just like fire is burning the wood itself, which is inside. So wood also has latent heat. So that burns automatically just with that small spark of fire. So that is the process of all our material existence being eliminated. Then you become situated in the modes of 3, beyond the 3 modes of nature. Sattvam Vishuddham. Then you will enter into Vishuddha Sattva. It happens automatically. You don't have to do separate, no exercise for this. Your exercise is constant hearing about Krishna. Constant. That is very important. Constantly. Next. When a person becomes devoid of all material desires and liberated from all material qualities, he transcends distinctions between actions executed externally and internally. At that time, difference between the soul and the super soul, which was existing before self-realization, is annihilated. When a dream is over, there is no longer a distinction between the dream and the dreamer. See, it's very nice. So when your material desires are finished, then you are automatically liberated from all material qualities. So at that point, he defines the difference between Atma and Paramatma. He knows. So this is explained very nicely also in Dhruva Maharaj's life. Only in 6 months' time. Only 6 months' time. Can you imagine? Small boy, 5-year-old boy. 6 months he was doing intense meditation under the guidance of Narad Muni. Then very quickly, after this stage is over, after all the material desires are vanished, you know what he started seeing? He saw the super soul, Paramatma he was seeing. Constantly he was seeing Paramatma in his heart. Constantly. Then suddenly what happened? That Paramatma's image inside his heart vanished. He became so disturbed. My God, I can't see Paramatma. What happened? Actually, the secret is what happened was Paramatma from inside, he came outside. So Dhruva Maharaj opened his eyes and he saw, oh, Paramatma is outside now. But he was a small boy, 5-year-old boy. So he didn't know so much how to compose poetry and all that. So understood Krishna is in the heart. He understands all our desires. Then immediately with the conch, he touches on his head with Krishna's, imagine, Panchajanya, conch. it touches on Dhruva's head. So immediately it touched. The beautiful prayers are coming out of his mouth. We'll learn actually. I was thinking we'll learn those prayers. Those prayers are very, very beautiful. Extremely beautiful prayers. You know, it came out of Dhruva's mouth just like that to glorify. Actually, Prabhupada says all the devotees, when your material desires are finished, you know, there is something called as Brahma Maya. Prabhupada talks about Brahma Maya. Brahma Maya means we want to say and glorify Krishna, but we don't know how to. You know, sometimes we don't have a good voice to sing or say or glorify the Lord. But if your material desires are vanished in your heart, that Brahma Maya, Krishna within your heart makes it possible, just like for Dhruva Maharaj. Mukam karoti vachalam pangulam gayate girim. That sloka we sing. If you are blessed by Krishna, even if you are a dumb person, poetry will come out of your mouth. So that is called Brahma Maya. So Krishna will make that happen. It's like Vak Shuddhi. You say something, it will become true. That happens. So same thing happened to Dhruva, and same thing will happen to all of us. But we have to pay attention and do this, and you will experience this. This is called Brahma Maya. So when you chant Hare Krishna so nicely, Hare Krishna is not ordinary mantra. It is Krishna. So no matter what you say, it will come true. All your desires will just manifest like that. It will become like a Kalpa Vriksha, a tree. You stand in front of Kalpa Vriksha tree. I want mango, you'll get mango. You say something, you'll get it. Like that, devotee becomes like that. You just say something, it will happen. Surprising, right? But it happens. And at that stage, he knows the difference between Atma and Paramatma. He is not confused like Mayavadis. I am only Bhagavan, I am only Krishna, I am only Narayana. No, he is not in such illusion. And the analogy given here is, suppose you are dreaming, in your dream you are a king or something like that. But moment you wake up, then the king also is gone and the dream also is gone. So you understand everything clearly. The same way, when you are realized, self-realized, liberated, you understand exactly your position as a servant of the Supreme Lord. Okay, next.
Twenty-eight.
28.
May I read?
Yeah, read, please.
When the soul exists for the sense gratification, he creates different desires, and for that reason, he becomes subjected to designations. But when one is in the transcendental position, he is no longer interested in anything except fulfilling the desires of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So the sense gratification is a goal when the material desires are not vanished. So when you are in a transcendental position, you have only one desire. The desire is how to please Krishna, nothing else. So only because of different causes does a person see a difference between himself and others. Just as one sees the reflection of body appearing differently manifested on water, oil, or in a mirror. So sometimes the picture is hazy when you see your image in ice. Sometimes it is shaky when it is on water. Like that. We see differences. So all these differences will vanish, just like Krishna says, Pandita Samadarshina in Bhagavad Gita. You remember that sloka. So he's talking about the same thing. So when you are liberated, these differences you will not be able to see anymore. You will see everybody is a part and parcel of Krishna. Next, anybody want to read?
I'll read.
Yeah, read.
When one's mind and senses are attracted to sense objects for enjoyment, the mind becomes agitated as a result of continually thinking of sense objects. One's real conscious almost becomes lost, like the water in the lake that is gradually sucked up by the big grass straws on its banks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we all know, we all get agitated for some reason or other reason. We are getting agitated. So why are you getting agitated? The reason is very clear here. So the mind and the senses are attracted to sense objects for enjoyment. So when that is not happening, then we become agitated. So that is the main reason for all our problems, agitated mind. So it is just like then all the consciousness is sucked up by these sense objects. These sense objects are sucking up our nice, beautiful Krishna consciousness is going away. Why? Just like the example is given, like the straw. The grass is sucking up all the water and the river is becoming empty. So like that, the sense objects are doing the same thing for our consciousness. Okay. When one deviates from his original consciousness, he loses the capacity to remember his previous position or recognize his present one. When remembrance is lost, all knowledge acquired is based on false foundation. When this occurs, learned scholars consider the soul is lost. So, losing ourselves means, losing Krishna consciousness means absorbing our mind in material objects. That is how you lose your original Krishna consciousness. So that is how our remembrance is also lost. There is a strong obstruction to one's self-interest than thinking other subject matters to be more pleasing than one's self-realization. So this is the biggest obstacle. మన ఆటంకం అన్నిటికన్నా మన కృష్ణ కాన్షియస్నెస్ లో మన కాన్షియస్నెస్ పెరగకుండా ఉండడానికి ఆటంకం ఏమిటి అంటే టు థింక్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ అదర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ మ్యాటర్స్. కృష్ణుని తప్ప మిగతావన్నీ గుర్తుంచుకోవడము, ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్ మ్యాటర్స్ అన్ని పట్టించుకోవడము, అది మన ఆబ్స్టికల్. దట్స్ వాట్ హీ ఈస్ సేయింగ్. ప్రస్తుతము హ్యూమన్ సొసైటీ కాన్స్టెంట్లీ థింకింగ్ ఆఫ్ హౌ టు ఎర్న్ మనీ and apply for sense gratification brings about the destruction of everyone's interest. When one becomes devoid of knowledge and devotional service, he enters into species of life, those of trees and stones. So, ఇది ఒక్కటే మెయిన్ టాపిక్ అందరికి, హౌ టు ఎర్న్ మనీ. దేనికోసం కావాలది? మన ఇంద్రియ తృప్తి కోసం. So simply we want to enjoy our senses, so we need more money. So how to make more money is the main subject we are constantly thinking. So here the sages are saying that is enough for you to go into other species of life and lose your devotional life. Those who are strongly desire to cross the ocean of nescience must not associate with modes of ignorance, for hedonistic activities are the greatest obstructions to realization of religious principles, economic development, regulated sense gratification, at last liberation. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha అన్నీ పోతాయి ఎప్పుడు తమో గుణంలో ఉంటూ, and we are doing bad activity. తమో గుణంలో ఉన్నవాడు, yesterday we discussed, those who they think what is irreligious as religious work. So here it's very clearly said, if you are in tamoguna, definitely you lose all four. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, everything will be gone. So we should never try to be in tamoguna. So out of the four principles, namely dharma, artha, kama, moksha, liberation has to be taken very seriously. The other three subject matters are subject to destruction by the stringent law of nature, death. So when death comes, dharma, artha, kama will be gone anyway. So mukti, liberation, is the only thing that you have to work for. We accept as blessings different states of higher life, distinguishing them from lower states of life. But we should know that such distinctions exist only in relation to the interchange of the modes of material nature. Actually, these states of life have no permanent existence, for all of them will be destroyed by the Supreme Controller. Now again, Sanat Kumara is talking. Therefore, my dear King Prutu, try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is living within everyone's heart, along with the individual soul, in each and every body, either moving or not moving. The individual souls are fully covered by the gross material body and subtle body made by the life, air, and intelligence. I thought it's self-explanatory, so I did not. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself as one with the cause and effect within the body, but one who has transcended the illusory energy by deliberate consideration, which clears the misconception of a snake for a rope, can understand that the Paramatma is eternally transcendental to the material creation and situated in pure internal energy. This Lord is transcendental to all material contamination. Unto him only one must surrender. This is the essence. Here the example is given. What happens? Mayavadis also use this example. Suppose in a dark room is there, you're walking, and suddenly in your leg, one rope came. You touched the rope with your leg. It is dark. You don't know how the room looks and everything. And you touch the rope. It's soft and it is rope. But what you can imagine it's a snake and you can get scared. I touched a snake. What will happen? Huh? Can you imagine that? చీకటి గది, అక్కడ ఏంటో తెలియదు, ఏమున్నాయో తెలియదు. అందులో సడన్ గా మన కాలికి ఒక సాఫ్ట్ గా ఉన్న రోప్ ఏదో తగిలింది. అది పాము అనుకొని మనం సడన్ గా భయపడచ్చు, భయపడతాం కూడా, అవునా కదా? బట్ ఆ భయాన్ని పోగొట్టడం ఎలాగా? ఆ భయాన్ని ఎలా పోగొడతారు? ఎనీబడి?
అది పట్టుకొని చూస్తే గానీ మనకి తెలియదు అది ఏంటి అనేది కదా ప్రభు.
ఆ భయం ఆల్రెడీ భయం వేసింది, కాలుతోనే ముట్టుకుంటేనే భయం వేసింది, ఇంకే చేతితో ఏం ముట్టుకుంటారు?
అది వెలుతురులో చూడాలి, ఇప్పుడు అదేంటో తెలుస్తుంది.
లైట్ ఆన్ చేయాలి, వెలుతురులో చూడాలి. లైట్ ఆన్ చేయగానే అది పాము కాదు తాడే అని చూసిన వెంటనే మన భయం పోతుంది. ఇది సీక్రెట్. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకున్న భయాలన్నీ కూడా ఈ చీకటి నుంచే ఈ భయం అంతా. అమ్మో ఇది ఇంకేమవుతుందో, అమ్మో అదేమవుతుందో, ఇది చీకట్లో ఉన్నాం. ఆ చీకటి నుంచి వెలుగులోకి రాగానే అలాంటి భయం ఏ భయము ఉండదు.
You can tell that in English also a little bit, because the whole sentence was in Telugu.
So, you're scared, right? When you touch the rope in the dark, you're scared. So how do you get rid of that fear? Simply by putting the light on. If you put the light on, then you'll know, oh, it's just a rope, it's not a snake. So like that, all the fears in this world, whatever fears we are having, is because of our darkness. We do not know. We cannot see properly in dark. That is why that is creating a fear in our life, including our disease, including death. Everything is like that. Why? Because you don't know what happens after death. But once you have light, oh, death is just one more journey, just like how I'm changing this dress. Another dress I will get. Another shirt I'll get. You know, when it's very clear, then the death is also not a fear. Then disease is also not a fear. Everything else becomes secondary. Then you understand it's illusory. Just like a dream it is. You'll understand. How will you ever get scared of a dream? Only if you remain in the dream, you'll get scared. When you come out of the dream, there is no scare of a dream. So all the fears in this world that we are experiencing presently is because of lack of knowledge. So you will come to knowledge by constant hearing and chanting of Krishna's name. But people cannot understand the connection. It doesn't seem like it is logical. I am a very intelligent person. I'm a logical person. I'm chanting. You're telling me some disease, some fear will go away, some disease ka pain will go away, this problem will go away by chanting. What is a connection? There is no logic. That's what people cannot chant. Because there is no logic. That's what they think. But there is a lot of logic. This is the main root cause of the logic. The root of the logic is this. The fear comes from unknown. So moment you know everything, then there is no fear. And that is what we are calling it as material contamination. The more material contamination you have, the more fears you will have. The more chanting you do, the more devotional service you do, your material anartha nivritti is going to happen, and you will see in full clarity. So now, let's read this sloka again one more time. Translation.
This is the main sloka which we are actually doing.
Read this.
The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities, because this is very difficult. The non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva.
See, Prabhupada tells there are 3 types of transcendentalists. The jnanis, yogis, and the bhaktas. Jnanis and yogis are also transcendentalists. They are also on the path of spiritual life. But they cannot cross the ocean of material desires, the fruitive activities. They cannot overcome that very easily. But for a devotee, this is very easy. Actually, we read this sloka so many. First canto, we have learned all these slokas. Let's see this sloka. Prabhupada quotes here again. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chatat Ahaitukam. Want to see the meaning? Read the meaning.
By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world.
Jnana Vairagya. What will come? Jnana Vairagya will come. That is the secret. That is why a devotee goes beyond the 3 modes of material nature easily. Why? Because he is developing this detachment. And it does not depend on the age. Only if you are a very old person, you will get detachment. If you are a very young person, you will not get detachment. No, nothing like that. Anybody, who renders devotional service unto Krishna under the guidance of a pure devotee, you will get detachment and you will get knowledge. This is the secret. And that is how all the material desires of a devotee will vanish. This is a secret. This is a secret weapon. It's not ordinary. And this is the same thing again and again. You see, imagine the 4 Kumaras have to come down and they are not visible to everyone. The 4 Kumaras are not visible to everyone. And they are giving this instruction. And this is the same instruction all the devotees are giving. And we are learning the same principles of devotional service. Exact same principles we are also getting from Prabhupada. And because it's written in English, that's how we are all able to read it. If it's all in Sanskrit, we can't even pronounce. Think about it. How much we are struggling to say the Sanskrit words. Because it's written in English, all of us are able to understand the same exact instructions. So like that. So this is a secret, and the solution is very simple. You don't have to go to any forest. You don't have to do any big stand on Shirsasan, stand on your head. You don't have to do all that. But you will get the maximum benefit, ultimate human benefit, the goal of human life you will achieve simply by performing devotional service. So I'll stop here. I'll take any questions if anybody has.
When we say that we have to not to take the association of bad people, bad people means there are people who materialistic people, not only who are, I'm trying to mention something actually, that the people who talk about others, who backbite about others, those people are also, we should not have association with. When we first, like, those people also come in this category only, no? Only not drinking and eating and sense gratification person come. But these are also people who can brainwash our mind and take us to a different
Rupa Goswami tells how to identify those people. He says a very simple formula. Anything that makes you remember Krishna more, you take it. Anything that makes you forget Krishna more, leave it. This is how you make the judgment.
Okay.
That's how you make the judgment. Is it just a retrospect? Okay, if I am with this person, am I able to remember Krishna more? Or this person is dragging me in another direction and I'm forgetting Krishna? Simple. And you don't show on the face, you are a karmi, I cannot associate with you. You don't tell like that. So what Prabhupada tells for that also very nicely, just like a milkman will come and give you milk, how much time will you spend with him?
Just 2 minutes.
For conducting the business. Take the milk packet, give him 10 rupees, finish. Or not 10 rupees nowadays, it is 40 or 50 rupees. You give that and gone, finished. Like that, if you have to deal with a materialistic person, you deal. But how much? Only that much. Don't bring him into your living room, give him coffee, give him this, give him that, and then entertain him. No, then you are actually making friends. You don't do that. That's the point.
No, we are also trying to, our goal is to try to reduce our sense gratification. So basically, if people who are, into too much materialism, and so that will actually, we are going in one direction, that person is in another direction. You will be dragged to that direction. So you want to avoid that. Unless you want to be in that materialistic, then you make a club and you do that. So we are people over here because we want to understand Krishna. So we will have not as many people.
Yeah, you'll have less crowd.
If we are giving free, guidance, how to come to America, how to make a lot of money, Probably
There'll be
more people
300
will be
people
there.
now.
Yeah, yeah. But because this is for understanding, because it's not going to help you materially, you can't perceive it. That is the point.
See, that
Actually,
is
it
what
helps
people can't
materially
see.
also, but they cannot understand.
Yeah. Yes, that's
The people
true.
can't see the
True.
positive things of this. They
Yes,
think, oh, time waste, leave it, yeah. See, let us go somewhere
Yeah.
like that.
correct.
Sometimes people want to come, but their circumstances don't permit them to come. That we understand completely.
That
That's
is
okay.
different. Yeah.
That's completely okay. Sometimes they want to come, but they have other commitments. So, yeah, and we have this wonderful, opportunity to put everything in YouTube Live, which is great. We don't have to pay
But
anything.
just imagine what kind of conversation that's happening right there. The four Kumaras. And it's
Yeah.
not that Prithu Maharaj didn't know, he's a great devotee. He already knows everything. And he told also, you already know everything. But why am I telling this? Loka Hitam. In the future, people like us also can read it and
To
take the
understand.
advantage. Yeah. Wonderful conversation, isn't it? So beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Verse by verse by verse by verse. Exactly. It's like a scientific way of talking.
And when they do this Bhagavad Saptah and all that, they never mention all these things which are
No, because
so
they're the
important.
professionals. They are doing this for money. When somebody is doing that for, that is why you never engage, hear all this Bhagavad Katha from professional. His goal is not bhakti. His
For
goal is not
businessmen.
renunciation. His goal is not how to get out of the material world.
Because he himself is in a material world.
He is thinking only how much money you will give me, I will come and do Saptaha.
No,
I mean,
talked.
today, I know there are big people, I don't want to take their name. You know how they do Bhagavad Saptaha? 7 days cruise. Each person pays $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah. One kalash, to keep one kalash, you need to pay ₹1.25 lakh. ₹2.25 lakh. Like that.
Means how much?
One and a quarter.
lakh.
For
2 and
7
quarter
days.
lakh. Yeah, 7 days. For one kalash, huh? They'll keep 11 kalash, they'll keep 21 kalash. So that many ₹1.25 lakh it will be.
Yeah, imagine.
And plus all the
So
peripheralias,
he
all
wants to, so
the
because he's
See, we should
taking
not
money,
criticize
because he's
again.
taking money, so he
Yeah.
has to talk in such a way to please the audience.
but doesn't it make him doesn't it make him कि पाप का भागीदारी? They say no that won't he
We
get a
don't
paap?
care. We don't care. There's so many people doing so many things. Instead of doing some sinful activities, at least making money off this. So,
Not
okay.
only
We have to
that.
be away from such people also, no? Then
Yeah,
they
you have to be
also
away from such people, definitely.
that's what it's
Prabhupada
on
gives the
the
example so many times. Prabhupada's example is milk is very nutritious, but the same milk, if it is touched by a snake, you should avoid it. It's poison. It's no milk anymore.
No, they want to say something. They are also getting purified. Eventually, one day they will, because they are
But
coming
for
in
us,
contact. But their goal
Prabhupada,
is not.
for us, Prabhupada immediately says,
Yeah.
you should not hear, if you want to progress in bhakti, you should not hear from a professional.
instead we read the book better. We only understand verse by verse.
Yeah, that is the best.
And
actually.
it's written everything in simple English.
Yeah. Or in
Lalita Garu wants to say something.
No, she left actually. She left.
Okay.
So she said Hare Krishna and she left. Anybody else? Rita Mataji कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे? आप म्यूट पे हैं. Unmute करिए. Unmute करिए.
Today's session was very simple and very, very knowledgeable. बहुत अच्छा लगा. I enjoyed. It was a simple language, आराम से and all that. I enjoyed today's session.
Also, whatever Prabhupada says, how we have to practice, it was very nice to read that all the four Kumaras have told all that. So when Prabhupada is saying anything, he's not whimsically saying anything. It is there in Shastra, and He's saying from Shastra only. It's just that we don't read everything. That is why we don't know where it is. But it is all there. Lakshmi auntie, you want to say something? Hare Krishna, you joined now only towards the end.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, doesn't matter.
I have to listen to all this afterwards again.
Yeah, you please
Yeah, it's
listen.
very
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, basically anybody who wants to start his devotional service, today's class was about that. If somebody wants to start devotional service, what is it that he should do? So everything is from Bhagavatam only. So the shloka was fourth canto, 22nd chapter and 39th shloka. But we read the previous shlokas to see what was the conversation going on. So you can hear the entire thing in YouTube, and you can follow it. And if you have questions, you can always
No,
talk to Prabhu.
just to make a summary, a small summary, like people want to get rid of fears, right? So the example given is, were you there at that time when I told that example?
No.
Okay. Suppose you're in a dark room, something unknown for you. The room is very dark. And you came across one, you stepped on a rope. It's very soft. So immediately you got scared. It is a snake. Natural,
It
right?
may be a snake, it may be a lizard, or it may be a
Could be
frog,
anything, right? You are scared. How do you
Definitely.
get rid of that fear?
Just go away from it.
No, the
And
fear is
try to
still
get
there.
the light.
The fear is still there.
Try to get the light back.
Exactly. Try to get the light. Moment you put the light on, then you'll know, oh, the difference. Oh, it is simply a rope. It's not a snake.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all our problems in life, all the fears in our life are because of this darkness. What is going to happen? When I die, what happens? Because of that unknown, that death becomes a very big fear. Very big fear.
That fear is eating everybody here now.
Everybody, exactly. So how do you help?
Exactly.
How do you help? So the whole
fear.
today's whole class is, how do you help such person? One thing is to say easy, you chant Hare Krishna, you chant Krishna's name, everything is gone. But what is the logic? I'm a logical person. I'm chanting here. You are saying fear will go away. What is the logic? Correct? If there is no logic, why will you do it? Why will I do it? Because we are all logical people. The whole chapter goes to explain that logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you should read that whole
You should,
chapter, or
yeah.
hear the chapter also. It's good enough.
Actually, you can put that what you're using, the website, you can share in the
I
group
can
so
share the
that
link, yes.
everybody can, they can choose whichever chapter or whatever they would like to read. They can go back also. I like the fact that when you click that the sloka, what was the other sloka? Then you clicked it, then it went to that page.
Oh, yeah.
That was very nice.
The hyperlink, all of the.
Yeah. Generally, it's not like that. No. So if we are reading the book and Prabhupada says over there, this sloka, you have to go back to physically take the other book. So in this, it is so easy. You just click it and then, it opens the sloka which Prabhupada is quoting. So very nice, actually.
I just put it here, the link, but.
Don't put it here, put it in the group maybe.
I can do
group
that.
is better. Yeah, we can put it. So I think there are no more questions. We can stop here. It's already 10:20 in our time. So we'll meet again on Saturday. Saturday we will meet again.
Sure.
So the plan for Saturday, the topic is that what happened is we were continuing when we started 3 years back. We actually did first we did the 18 chapters. Then we did 108 slokas, and then we progressed to 272 slokas. So we are actually doing those slokas, 272. We gave a break over there and we started the 18 chapters again. So we are actually on the 10th chapter now. So there are 200 and out of 701 shlokas, Prabhupada has quoted 272 slokas very frequently. So what we have done is compile those shlokas and we are explaining those. Prabhu explains those shlokas. So we have already finished 9 chapters. Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. I'm talking about the Saturday. Saturday class is Bhagavad Gita. Sunday class is Bhagavatam. So,
I know.
so
Now that you have finished 8 chapters, what you are going to do? That's what.
Yeah. So the next is that the same classes which we were going on before this 18 chapters was we were on we finished the 9th chapter.
Selected slokas only we are doing.
Selected shlokas. 9th chapter we finished. We'll go to the 10th chapter. We'll finish those 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th chapter select shlokas, which is about less than 100 shlokas. We learn the slokas, meaning everything, each sloka by sloka, how we did today actually. And then we will, next we will decide how we want to do after that 18 chapters. Got it, right? So we'll continue the same way. It will be same time for you all also and for us also. It will be Zoom class. And if anybody wants to come home, like our people, whoever were there, if they want to come, local people. Yeah, you all are also welcome.
Take a flight and reach you.
Yes, आप आइए ना माता जी. जब आप कनाडा आएंगे तब हमारे पास आइएगा. Next time. Zarur. Vijay Durga Mataji, you can come, and Lakshmi Aunty, you can come. Atama Moigaru is, we are asking them next year they can come. So that is there. And Vijay Durga Garu, you also try to come. It will be nice. My sister, I don't know, she's too busy. But in Zoom, she can come for sure.
Meer eppudu vastunaru Mataji India ki?
I want to go to Haridwar. I'm not able to go to Haridwar also.
When you go to Haridwar, you have to meet Mataji, Rita Mataji.
You make your plan, I'll make all arrangements.
Yeah. We are only Gokul Dham is there, no, and Bhupat Wala.
Don't go in rainy season, that's all.
No, Baba, I will not go. We can't dip only. Now we can't dip. After October only we can go now. October, November.
Yeah.
October, November is very good.
Yeah, Kartik month will be
Kartik month is very good.
Media people actually exaggerate also.
Achha.
The situation is not all that bad at all.
Oh.
They put it on TV. It is not all that bad.
Okay.
It was challenging and in some places, but overall life is running normal.
Achha, okay. Chalo, so we will meet you all then on Saturday, and we'll continue with the 10th chapter.
10th chapter. So
10th chapter. 10.2 and 10.2. Yeah, 10.2. 10.2. That is the
I will
shloka.
revise that by Saturday. Okay.
Yes. Hare Krishna then. We will chant 3 times Hare Krishna.